It's week 2 of the National Football League, and we've got Marshawn Lattimore. He got the QB not once, but twice last week with a pair of interceptions. It's the Saints and the Buccaneers, and it's coming right up on Madden NFL 23.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Superdome here in New Orleans. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they can be well set up for the rest of the year.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Tampa Bay's offense set to take the field, and of course at quarterback, 23-year veteran who's had a Hall of Fame career several times over, the great Tom Brady.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
First play, first pass for Brady. And right away, he lost the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Brady. And Brate, the tight end's got it. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Throwing now is Brady. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, these two teams barely off the buses, and this defense already has a sack and the interception and the pick 6 to take the lead.
Probably have to think that this was part of their game plan coming in because they wanted to embrace an aggressive mindset and attack on defense. They were trying to force that quick miscue, and I would say their plan worked to perfection.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, yeah, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week. 24 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
That's a good start to the season. They got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started, and they expect that to get tuned up and get better as the season moves on.
First catch there for Evans, good enough for a first down.
Evans' 1,000-yard streak to start his career remains intact and is now at 8 years strong. And in his 8th season, came a career-high 14 touchdown catches as well. Another similar season, and Mike Evans will cross the 10,000-yard milestone this year. Easy first down pickup for the superstar wideout.
On first down, Brady. This is Miller, complete. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. On second down, here's Fournette. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. To throw, it's Brady. To Evans on the slant. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there and a first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Brady out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Brady finding Godwin there for a Buccaneer first. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. Showed off the footwork, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll give Fournette another crack. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the line. Fournette, boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A 3-yard loss, 4th down now. Such a long drive here, 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And here come the Saints about to begin their first possession, and the man in charge of this offense, his 8th season now in the NFL, former #1 pick, Jameis Winston.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Up to the 20. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 18 carries, 60 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Winston. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Joe Tryon Shoyinka showcasing the pass rush. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise. Able to convert on 3rd and 14, a terrific play call. Well, if you're going to give him that kind of time, he's just going to shred you.
You might as well put a sofa out there for him. I mean, that's unbelievable because I don't care who you are in coverage. With that amount of time, someone's going to shake free, and he's going to be able to throw the ball with a whole lot of confidence.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. They just do get the play off. Now Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And the Bucs are going to take possession of the football. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
So after the INT, it's Brady. Across the formation, he finds Godwin. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there, a 22. A big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive, nothing wrong with being electric, nothing wrong with carrying it over from the previous week off to a really, really hot start.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Brady now to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Fournette running right. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points are given away and could cost them a ball game?
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. 2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
This one taken in by Otten.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
The Bucs and Saints expected to possibly be the two to slug it out for the NFC South title in 2022. The Saints have had the Bucs number pretty much since the arrival of Tom Brady, at least in the regular season. They're 4-0 against Tampa Bay the last 2 seasons in the regular season. But remember, when Tampa won the Super Bowl, they did defeat New Orleans en route to that title.
And he is going to have a Bucs first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2. Just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands. And yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
Fournette, a first down carry. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brady, he sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. This is caught by Evans. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Into the red zone, it's Brady.
Look at Mike Evans' way again, and he's got another one. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
Up the gun, Fournette. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
Well, they come out and take a look at him. We will step aside for just a moment.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Again, it's Fournette. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Leonard Fournette His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers have taken the lead.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Now it's Ryan Succop after the touchdown to kick it away.
And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Kamara gets it again on second down.
And this carry not as productive. He swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. On third down, Winston.
There's Chris Olave.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play.
The Saints had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
This one taken in by Olave.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They go play action. Winston.
That pass complete to Deontay Hardy. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Well, they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here.
Jameis again. He gets it to Thomas.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and short yardage. Winston. He is going to find Hill here. And he is going to have a Saints first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moved.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Winston to give. It's Kamara. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds. What a methodical drive. This is turning out to be that time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Winston now to throw on first down. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Throwing again on second down. Winston. This will be caught just inside the 10.
And the Saints are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Working out of the gun. Winston steps, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Joe Tryon.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Winston looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Jameis to throw it.
Olave holds it in. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will knot us up at 10. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settled for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. And we'll see what they want to do. 45 seconds is all that remains until the break.
Throwing on first down is Brady. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
They'll come up now on second and a yard.
Throwing now is Brady. And this is caught by Evans.
On the move past the 40. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
First down now, but that clock rolling. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
So Brady departs, and on is Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal.
From the left hash, this from 37. Succop's kick is good, and they will take the lead at 13-10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, and not much time, we'll see how they play this.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Buying time to his left. And this throw will be intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first two quarters. Meanwhile, for the Saints, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football, and they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. This taken in at the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Saints set to go here to begin the third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Winston. And that'll be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Throwing, Winston. Thomas has got it, complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
He was brought down by Levante David. No gain on the
Throwing on 2nd down, Winston.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Winston. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here comes the Saints punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well. Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
Here's Brady to throw. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Open man has got one. It's complete.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Brady. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Brady. Looking for Godwin again, and he's got him once more. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd down, back to Fournette. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. On play action, now Brady. He's got Otten. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Inside handoff now to Fournette. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. And this Fournette territory here. And he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. Being chased. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense. So the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Toward the sideline, and he locates Gage. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season. They got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
So Brady departs, and on it's Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Succop's kick is good, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10. At the 18-yard line.
Now Winston.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this worked really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Winston now.
On a slant, complete to Michael Thomas. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Kamara up the middle. And he's got this down to the 35.
42 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. Well, for Alvin Kamara, that speed-size combo, just about exactly what you want for a running back, and he uses that size, that strength to bust through a would-be tackler there.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
From the gun, Winston. It's hauled in by Hardy.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
To throw again on 2nd down. Winston.
He goes once again right back to Hardy.
And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 14. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans.
2nd down and 7.
It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Forced out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That's Akeem Hicks, the towering NFL vet, coming in for the sack. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
A 32-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead is back down to 3 here at 16-13.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Tampa Bay offense set to go again. Fourth quarter, they cling to a 3-point lead after the field goal a moment ago. It is certainly a very critical drive with still a good chunk of time remaining. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On 2nd and 9, Brady. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And from the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
You know me, partner, I never tell them to back off being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. Now Brady. This one taken in by Otten. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Brady now to throw. Finding Otten once more. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Fournette once more on 2nd down. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
That's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
Wants to try to add the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they have to try and move past that pick six because now they're dealing with a fourth-quarter deficit. And they need this drive to end in points. They begin with a run by Fournette. And a short pickup to about the 25. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Brady. Completes it to Miller. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down, Tampa Bay.
A handoff to Fournette.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. To throw is Brady.
Gets it out quick. It's Gage on the slant. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady,
complete right side to Otten.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady.
This is caught by Evans. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 1st down.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. Again, it's Brady.
Looking Mike Evans' way again, and he's got another one.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Brady going to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's Brady. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
Cameron Jordan, truly the heart and soul of this Saints defense, had another memorable year in 2021. He crossed 100 sacks and made his 5th straight Pro Bowl.
So some pressure now on the kicker, Ryan Succop. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. Succop's kick is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. I guess the good news as they start this drive is that they still do have the lead, Charles. If their defense hadn't been able to hold them to a field goal on the other side, they'd be down. But now it's about preserving that very small lead.
It is preserving and maybe stretching it out a little bit, because if you're a starter on that side of the ball, I certainly hope you didn't loosen up your shoulder pads or start to cut the tape off, because if you did it way too soon. They've got to go back out there with renewed vigor, for lack of a better term, and also a good plan. They need points, and they need them now.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on here to punt it away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly.
So here's Brady and the Bucs.
Down 20-19, 1:45 to play. And they need about 35 yards to get in range for a winner as they come up on first down. To throw is Brady. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Back to throw, Brady. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Pete Werner, and the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Trying the left side with Kamara. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Again, it's Kamara.
Well, a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 72 yards rushing now for Kamara. It's a first down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Good bounce-back win. They take the knee. Can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realizes there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
We all just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done, a narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome is in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting. But in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for New Orleans, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.